Hi, scholars, and welcome back to week 8 of your quarantined edition of AP Lang. If you're watching this video, you are in a select group. A large number of your peers have stopped watching my videos altogether. I can only imagine that's accounting to the plummeting essay grades that I see week in, week out. But if you are watching this, thank you. You are doing what you need to do to stay up to date on the still ongoing course that is AP English Language and Composition. So, in this week's intro video, I'm going to talk about a few things. First of all, some new exam details that have come out. Then I want to talk about what my role will be on testing day. I want to talk very briefly about cheating and the temptation to cheat on AP exams. Then finally, we'll look at week 8 at a glance. On Tuesday, in a series of webinars to your AP teachers, College Board released a lot of new information about the upcoming AP exam starting next week, including the actual testing day procedures, that is, what you can expect in the couple of days leading up to a test, and the what's going to happen when you actually have to take the test at the scheduled time. They included a walkthrough video to show you exactly what the AP online test version is going to look like. A couple of other videos as well that can be very helpful to you. They also released a full exam demonstration that you can log into, and it gives you a sample looking exam without actual questions, so that you can just get in there and practice submitting work, so that you and seeing what the timer looks like and everything. All of that stuff is covered in this week's lesson, and it is what is required in this week's lesson. You're required to look through all of those videos, answer some questions about that, which I'll get to more in week 8 at a glance. Next up, I want to talk about my role on testing day. Traditionally, when we've done pen and paper exams on AP testing days, your AP teachers are not allowed to be anywhere near you testing for security reasons. We're not allowed to proctor your tests. We're not even allowed to be in the same part of the building when our own students are actually testing. And so that's much the same on the online exams. On AP testing day, I cannot help you. There is nothing I am allowed to do to help you. I can't even be in contact with you, so you're not even supposed to try to contact me. If you do email me for whatever reason on testing day, I will not respond. I'm not allowed to respond. You're totally on your own, and so that's why it's very crucial this week that you get familiar with what the exam's going to look like, because once it starts on that day, there's nothing I can do to help you. Speaking of testing expectations, let's talk a moment about cheating and what College Board is doing to prepare for that. In both the webinars I've attended now, Trevor Packard, the Vice President in charge of AP for College Board, has talked at length about the lengths that College Board is going to preserve testing security and to prevent cheating. What you need to know is this, that College Board and its parent company ETS have a lot of experience preventing cheating and catching cheaters. After all, remember, AP and SAT is in China, is in countries like India as well, where cheating on exams isn't just popular; it's big business, and so it's equally big business on the part of ETS and College Board to maintain their test security and defeat cheating. So they've developed a lot of sophisticated systems to prevent cheating and stamp it out where it exists. One of the biggest things that they announced is that teachers will be receiving your entire exams, like what you submit to your exams, the following week. And so before we get out of school for the year, I will have copies of everything that my students submit. Your other teachers will have copies of what you submit on those exams, and we're supposed to check them for any irregularities. It's really easy to spot if it's a written exam. It's very easy to tell if it's your writing or not. I've seen so much of your writing already, so I know exactly what to look for. So bottom line is I want to just say that it's not worth attempting. If you do attempt to cheat, you will probably get caught, and then your scores will be invalidated. Not just the score on the test you get caught on, but all AP scores. They will bar you from taking future College Board exams, and they will be sending out a notice to all college admissions offices with your name on a list. So you definitely don't want to be on that list. So once again, cheating on the AP exam, just show what you know. That's kind of College Board's motto here, and don't try to cheat. Now it's time to take a look at this week at a glance, week 8. This week's going to look very different from what we've kind of gotten used to doing the last 3 or 4 weeks here. This week's going to start off with a series of lessons over the AP exam information that we received this week. It includes having to watch the videos that were released. It includes forcing you to sit down and look at the demo, make a calendar of your AP exams, and also fill out a checklist to prepare you for the exam. Once you've done that, we'll get back into our Q2 prep. I have a series of 3 Q2 essay drills, which aren't full essays. They're 20-minute timed drills where you write an intro paragraph and a single body paragraph in 25 minutes. And then after that, at the end of the week, you're allowed to pick one of those essays that you did a drill on to finish and revise as a final draft, and that will be Q2 essay number 8. I am going to, however, make Q2 essay number 8 optional this week. Those of you who feel like you need the extra grade in the grade book, go ahead and do it. Those of you who feel like you've got enough to show what you know, you don't have to go ahead and finalize anything this week and turn in a full essay. It'll just be, if you don't do it, it'll just be one of the dropped grades at the end of the marking period. As for your language work, your mechanics and usage, and your literature study this week, go ahead and keep working in IXL, master another couple of skills. And then we're going to continue reading The Grapes of Wrath, chapters 17 through 20, and I've posted a couple of new discussion questions on that. And now for this week's virus movie. If you're at all curious about where the movie stills have come from throughout this presentation, they're from a film from 2006 called Children of Men. The story's adapted from a novel by P.D. James, who's actually a woman. That's her pen name. And it's a story set several years after a global pandemic has caused, as a side effect, all women in the world to become infertile. And so it's all about society sort of breaking down as humanity begins to realize that it will soon go extinct. The story starts off with a pregnant woman being discovered in England, and she's believed to be the first successful pregnancy in decades, and the only pregnant woman in the world, and of course that causes a lot of conflict. The movie stars Clive Owen in the leading role, and he has to protect her from various government agencies and religious fanatics and things like that, and get her to a hidden sanctuary where scientists can study how she was able to get pregnant and hopefully save the human race and all that. It's a good film. I think the book is also very good if you ever get a chance to check it out. P.D. James is the author. I had a couple students read that as a book of choice a couple years back. All right, scholars, that's all I have for you this week's lesson. As always, work hard, be nice, and stay home. We're not quite out of the woods yet. I know a lot of the stay-at-home orders are being lifted all over the place, but social distancing is still required and necessary. Please don't do anything stupid. Please don't, indulge now here when we could be towards the end of this thing and get everyone sick again. So be smart. Don't do anything crazy. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll see you when I see you.